Good morning. The title of the message is Be Kind to One Another. So it's a simple instruction. Actually, we can find the Bible. Be kind to one another. This lesson came to my mind because when we were in Medellin, we had some discussions of what's happening before. How come that the place has little plants na, no? A few plants existing. According to our brother there, his brother used to plant banana trees and so on. And because the neighbors will not respect the plants, of course, the person who planted those banana trees, for example, and other plants. So, in anger, that person who planted all those banana trees cut all those banana trees. It will create him some anguish and so on, ill feelings and so on, because of those banana trees and other plants. And I told him that I experienced that also, or meaning I observed that in my place also, in the southern part of Cebu. So it's not just in the southern part of Cebu, but also in the northern part of Cebu, and I believe throughout the Philippines. But there are countries who are very respectful. For example, in Japan, the people there are very respectful. I don't know about US because I have never been to the US. Twice I applied for a visa, but both were denied. So, but I believe US is also a good place. Anyway, so I came up with this topic, be kind to one another, because this is a biblical command actually. It's there in the Bible. So the outline for this morning's talk or message, of course we start with a little introduction, and then I have 4 items here for us to remember. First, in order to be kind to one another, so the first one is keep imitating the examples of Christ. The second one is imagine yourself as the mistreated one. Next, nurture the spirit of brotherly love. And the fourth one is dare to be kind even if others will not. So those are the 4 points that we'll discuss this morning, and I hope we'll get something out of this. So of course, our introspection. Okay, so let's go now to the introduction. Let's start with 1 John 2, 9 to 10. This is what we can read. He who says he is in the light and hates his brother is in darkness until now. He who loves his brother abides in the light, and there is no cause for stumbling in him. Okay, so I don't know if you can relate this to the topic. But it says here, no? He who says he is in the light, meaning we are Christians, for example, but still we hate our brother, according to John, we are still in darkness until now. We are not living in the light, or we are not in the light. Then it says here, he who loves his brother must abide in the light, or must remain in the light. So, what's the connection with this, no, to the topic? Remember, it mentions about love. And we know that one characteristic of a loving person is a kind person. In fact, later on we'll see that Paul says love is kind. So, and we'll try to see what should we do to be kind. And of course, that's loving actually. Anyway, so we have to realize the fact that we have the so-called darkness and light. And then Christians should be living, or shall we say, in the light na siya, according to the Bible. But if still we hate our brother, in a sense, for example, we don't respect our brother, we are not kind to our brother, di ba? It results to not loving your brother. And in that way, we are still in darkness. Okay? So, I hope we should conquer this darkness with light. In Matthew 5:14 to 15, Christ said, you are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. So, hindi na pwede matago. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under the bushel basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. So as Christians, we are expected to be the light of the world. So if people are not kind, we should be kind. Because those who are not kind, or the unkind people, are the ones living in darkness. And if we are in the light, we should be kind. Okay? I hope you agree with me. And then here it says in Matthew 5:16, in the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. So this is coming from Christ. He said we should let our lights shine before others. So one way of shining the light of God is being kind to our brothers, the church, of course, our fellow men. It's not confined to the church campus only. We should be kind to our neighbors as well. Then, here's the verse that we can read in the Bible wherein it's really a command, or shall we say, an exhortation from the Apostle Paul. In Ephesians 4 verse 32 it says, and be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God in Christ forgave you. So I hope we have a biblical basis for the title, Be Kind to One Another. Of course, this will be effective if all of us will do. Remember, it says one another. One another is a reciprocal pronoun. It's not just on one way. I will be kind to you and you will not be kind to me. It will not work. It should be, I'm kind to you, you are kind to me also. So it's actually a give and take. It's a mutual relationship, so to say. So you just imagine a world full of people who are very kind. Sometimes we feel like we are being abused, we are at a loss because we are doing a lot of good things, but people just abuse these things. But if all people are Christians and all people are practicing the one that we are practicing, then you can say, what a beautiful world. It's really a good world if we are all practicing this, like kindness, for example. So that is why it's really difficult to live in a place where people are not kind enough to observe, so to respect the works of others. Even this place, for those who were able to see the coconut tree and a cut na, it's really cut there near the CR. This place was still open, no fence. And then I started cultivating that area there near the CR. And I planted the sweet potato, kamuti. And when I passed by, going to my work, I saw the goat was really placed, not lang yung peg niya, was really put in the sweet potato plant. So when I pulled up the peg, it was very sharp. I was tempted to stop that goat, but I realized it's not the fault of the goat. It's the fault of the owner. So I just let go of the goat. Yeah, it's not a good idea. And, we don't respect, we are not kind enough to people who are working hard to produce those plants, for example. So I hope we'll be able to transform this world by starting from the church. And I think it's doable because there are, again, countries who can do it. Why Filipinos can't do it? So that's a big question. Okay, so let's now tackle the 4 points that I have prepared in order for us to practice kindness to one another. First point is keep imitating the examples of Christ. So I believe that we all know, we all believe that Christ is kind. Christ was very kind, not only to the people he met, when he was here on earth. He was also kind enough to die for sinners, die for all people. Okay? So that alone can give us an idea that if we imitate the examples of Christ, we can be kind to another person, other people. Okay, so the first verse that we read under this subtopic or this item, keep imitating the examples of Christ. In Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 and 4, this is what we can read. Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility regard others as better than yourselves. So this is actually something that we have to think about. I've been repeating this verse in some of my messages because most of the time, even Christians still fail to live according to this statement of Paul. Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility regard others as better than yourself. It needs humility. We have to be humble. Kinanglan magpaubos to regard others better than ourselves. Okay, the tendency is there. Now we always want to claim that we are the best. We are better than other people. And let each one of you look not to your own interest, but to the interest of others. So this one is actually part of being kind. Because when you are kind to another person, you will always look out for the interest of that person. Just like the example, that person planted so many banana trees and other plants. And then the goats, the cows were just really eating. The owners of those animals never cared. So, if they look out for the interest of the person who planted those trees, that person would not have let loose of his cows and other animals. Right? So, importante ka siya. And I believe each one of us, siguro, find it difficult to fulfill this one. Look out sa interest of one. We regard others better than ourselves. Balisod na siya. It's very difficult. But according to Paul, that's why he says keep imitating the examples of Christ. Because Christ is the greatest example for this. According to Paul in verse 5, have among yourselves the same attitude that is also yours in Christ Jesus. Who, though he was in the form of God, did not regard equality with God something to be grasped. So, or in some verses, something to be exploited. He was God, and he did not regard equality with God. In fact, what did Christ do? Verse 7, he emptied himself, taking the form of a slave, coming in human likeness, and found human in appearance. He humbled himself, becoming obedient to death, even death on the cross. So I hope this is the greatest example of being kind or of kindness towards men who are sinners. So I hope we will imitate this one. So if we try our best, no, we imitate these examples of Christ, no, this one, no, dying and even other things, we can be kind to other people. We can be kind to other people. I hope you will agree with me. So that's the first. So think of the other examples that Christ did. One time he washed the feet of the apostles. So imagine, Christ said, you call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, but I'm doing this. So makita na to nga Christ has several examples of being kind to people who are unkind. The next one is this one. Imagine yourselves as the mistreated one. So before we do something, we have to think of the effect. How do we feel if that happens to us? We have to think about it. How do we feel if that's something that we do, the effect is kita, we are the ones suffering it, or we are the victims, for example. There's this saying, putting on someone's shoes. It's a dramatic expression, meaning you have to feel, to have sympathy, maybe empathy. So sympathy is just same feeling. Empathy, it's more on that. But it says there, imagine yourself as the mistreated one. So, for example, when you let loose of your animals, for example, and there are plenty of trees planted by someone, you have to first feel, what if these plants were mine? And someone let loose of those animals and ate all these plants of mine. That's something to think about that. Before we do something, try to think about the effect. If it causes you some negative feelings, for example, then do not do it. So always imagine that you are the mistreated one. You are the abused one, or the unfortunate one, the victim, shall we say. Of course, it's quite difficult to find a verse for this, but I'll try to give a couple of verses, and then hopefully it will support the idea. First, this one. This is in the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 25:17, it says, let your foot be seldom in your neighbor's house. Otherwise, the neighbor will become weary of you and hate you. So, of course, we are not saying we discourage anyone from visiting. No? It's good to visit your neighbors, but it's not good if all the time you are there and he can no longer, or she can no longer work. Because if she's just standby lang siya, wala siyang work, then she will be happy, or he will be happy to have you there. But if he's busy, diba? So, affected pa yung work. So, you have to think about that. Pwede naman kita siya. No? Actually, I was saying, mas mayo yun na kayong mga bisita. I love to sila ng mga Christians who visit sa balay. So, okay din na siya. Ayaw lang po refrain from visiting because it's a good practice actually. Ang point na din is, ka na lang all the time na nagkikadiha. Isa sa ulit, hindi na siya katrabaho. Diba? Okay, of course. Pero if he's, sektensyado pa siya, tapos is something to do siguro. So, I think, ang point na rin is, ang tendency is, kapuyan siya. No? That your neighbor will become weary of you and it says hate you. So, in other words, dislike you. Hindi na siya ka-work. So, I think that's the same principle. And there's another one, it's more on the so-called golden rule. And we know the golden rule, not without silver rule. So, what we can find in the Bible is the golden rule. But you can apply the silver rule. So it says in Matthew 7:12, Christ said, in everything, do to others as you would have them do to you. For this is the law and the prophets. So you get the silver rule, which is, do not do unto others what you don't like them to do to you. So for example, you will plant trees. Of course, you don't like that. Those trees will just be eaten by the cows, goats, and other animals. Who among you wants to see your plants are just eaten by the animals? I don't think anyone will be happy seeing your plants eaten by the animals. You work hard for these things, for these plants. You try to care for these plants, and then the animals, different kinds of animals will just eat those plants that you have worked hard for. So you don't like that. So something like that. If I don't like this, and if I do this to them, that would be the same feeling. So if you don't like that to happen to you, don't do it to them. It says here, do to others as you would have them do to you. Those things that you want to have, to be done to you, do it to others. So, the golden rule. Ang opposite is the so-called self-rule. Do not do unto others the things that you would not want them done to you. Something like that. Okay? So again, there's no verse exactly yun, squarely fit. And imagine yourself as the mistreated one. Maybe you have some, but as of the moment, wala pa ko nakita na exact verse. But I use the golden rule, then you can just get the opposite. So I hope every time we do something, you have to think first of the effect. Do you like it to happen to you? If not, do not do it. So imagine yourself first as the mistreated one. So if you don't like it, don't do it. Okay? And in that way, you can be kind. Because you always think about the effect. And then, it's negative, then don't do it. You are kind to that person. In the same way, you are loving that person. Next, third point. Nurture the spirit of brotherly love. So we should cultivate this one. We should have this in our lives, especially as Christians. In Romans 13:8, Paul said, owe no one anything, except to love one another. For the one who loves another has fulfilled the law. Again, the love here is love one another. It's a reciprocal pronoun, meaning it should not be a one-way thing. It should be a mutual thing. If you love someone, that someone also should love you. So, very good mission practice if we do this. And then according to Paul in verse 9, the commandments, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not covet, and any other commandment are summed up in this word, love your neighbor as yourself. Okay, so we can practice kindness if we practice this love. So, yeah, it's true. If you really love your neighbor, you will not steal their things. You will not steal their things because you love your neighbors. And in the same way, you should not destroy the plants of your neighbors. Yeah? The same way as that. Because if you're not stealing, but you're allowing your animals to eat the plants of other people, you're still stealing. In that sense, because it's not yours. You feed your animals with those things na niliin mo. Diba? It's from other person, diba? So it's still a form of stealing. So, love your neighbor as yourself, daghan na kayo na makuha na. And then in verse 10, according to Paul, love does no wrong to neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law. So, love does no wrong. So, if we love our fellow men, neighbors, we should think of the effect of our actions. Will this hurt the feeling of our neighbors? If it hurts you, most likely it hurts them also. Diba? So maratunan na siya kanunay. And then, if we practice, we nurture the spirit of brother love, we always be mindful of our actions towards our fellow men. And most likely, we have to think first, what will be the effect of this action? Will this hurt me? If this hurts me, if this done to me, then most likely it really hurts the other person. So if you have to be kind, avoid such an action. Here in 1 Corinthians 13:4-6, Paul defined love. Verse 4, love is patient, love is kind. So again, you are not kind, most likely you don't practice brotherly love because your love is kind. And then it says, it's not jealous, love is not pompous, it is not inflated, it is not rude, it does not seek its own interest. So I will just point out this, it does not seek its own interest. It jives with what Paul said in Philippians 2 verse 4, na katong, look not to your own interest lang, but for the interest of others. So the same is true here. It does not seek its own interest. So if we practice kindness, then we should always seek the interest of others. Meaning, like just an example, if people are planting trees, we know that they planted those trees for a certain purpose, for a certain interest in mind. And then I just let loose of my animals, because the animals don't have food to eat. So I am seeking my own interest now. And you are destroying the interest of other people. In that way, you are not kind to the people who planted those plants, for example. So, next, the last point nato is, dare to be kind, even if others will not. I know, in the Philippines, many people are not kind to us. That's why you can see places nga ilang bahay na fence. We are thinking of building a fence gani sa among gamay nga kubo. Kaya man, we cannot plant trees because ay dahan kapaw, baka, kanding, dagko na. No? Ang goats nga ito dagko na gani kang itlog. It should be tired na. Pero, litos lang. So, very sad ba na murag walay safety for your plants, for example. If you want to plant, for example, mangoes, coconuts, and so on, these plants will be eaten by the animals. In fact, last December, we brought 4 seedlings. We have the pomelo, we have the jackfruit, rambutan, cocoa, o cacao. planted in the afternoon, the following day, the pomelo was already eaten by the cow. So imagine, the following day, no, we planted afternoon, right? Afternoon to the twice evening. The following day, it was already eaten. It's good. Karoon siya rin remain. Kita last week, kalang ganito. We survive. The other one, patay. Because of course, tayo kapo, and then so on. So, yeah, many people are kind to us, but we have to dare to be kind even if others will not. So, let's have some examples from the Bible as taught by Christ. This is Matthew 5, 38 to 41. Christ said, "You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist an evildoer. But if anyone strikes you on the right cheek, turn the others also." So, actually, you can say it's really difficult to do that. It's really difficult to do that. So that's why nobody dares to do that. When someone slaps you on your right cheek, you also offer the left. Yeah? Next, and if anyone wants to sue you and take your coat, give your cloak as well. So we believe that it's unkind, maybe, unkind for us. When someone wants to take our coat, for example, but Christ said, give your cloak as well. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go also the 2nd mile. So I think this is a good example that you dare to do things if others will not do. So these are actually difficult to fulfill if people do not follow this. But if all people will just follow this, this is easy to fulfill. Because I'm sure if all Christians follow this, nobody will slap you on your right cheek. Because all people will just wait for someone to slap you. If all people will be waiting for someone to slap you, nobody will slap you. Right? So it's very easy to fulfill. But we have to be Christians, all of us. No? We have to practice love and so on. But anyway, since this world has so many unkind people, then we have to get this principle. No? We have to dare to be kind, even if others will not. Okay? There is Matthew 5:23. Christ said, "You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy." Again, it's easy to do this, no? To hate your enemy. But the answer here is, "But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." It's very difficult to do. And as Christians, we should dare to do it. So, apply na to ang katong kindness. Many people are unkind, but we have to still be kind to them and try our best na lang yun. If possible, you spend some money to finish your plans, shall we say. No? Because it's difficult. No? You'll get in trouble, and then, if you will just quarrel with our neighbors, it's not good for Christians to be quarrelsome in the eyes of the people also. We cannot convert them. We cannot share the gospel to them if they see us just keep on quarreling. Anyway, instead of hating them, you have to love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you be the children of your Father in heaven. For He makes His sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the righteous and on the unrighteous. So Christ was saying that although they are evil, still God provided for them. So, in other words, God continued His kindness toward them, even if they were unkind to God. And I hope we are not the kind of people who are unkind to God. And the first thing also that we have to practice is to be kind to our neighbors, or the people that we see. Because if we cannot be kind to the people that we cannot see, how can we be kind to God whom we do not see? There's a similar verse to that in the book of John, I think 1 John. Now, if you cannot love your brother whom you see, how can you love God whom you do not see? So the same as a love of kindness, love is kind, we can relate it to this. So dare to be kind even if others do not. Okay, so that's all for the lesson. So I have 4 points for us to become a kind person. First is keep imitating the examples of Christ. Okay, so according to Paul, look not the interest of your own self, but to the interest of others. Next is imagine yourself as the mistreated one. Then the third one is nurture the spirit of brotherly love. And the fourth one is dare to be kind even if others will not. So for our introspection, first, do we still look out for our interests only, forgetting the examples of Christ? So I hope we think about it. Do we still look out for our own interests only? Or as Christians, we are looking out for the interests of others? Next, imagine yourself as the mistreated one. Do we put ourselves in someone's shoes every time we do something to him or to her? So katong i-emphasize kanina, before you do something, think about the effect. Assuming that the effect is done to you, how do you feel? Then, if it hurts you, it will disappoint you, then do not do it. Next, nurture the spirit of brother love. Are we kind enough not to harm anyone in our lives because we love him or her? And the last one, dare to be kind even if others will not. Do we easily give up doing kindness because other people are unkind to us? So let's reflect on that. Let's think about that. Let's examine ourselves. I hope as Christians, as new creation of God, we are different. Mabuhat na to ang mga butang it's difficult to do because of the environment where we live. So thank you very much. I hope you get something out of this message this morning. May God bless us all. May all of us be kind enough to all people and of course to God.